Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us in episode 3 of TYPB Podcast. Today we are joined by TheRandomMelon.
Hi, what's up, boy?
Okay, so today we will be talking about the Switch presentation 2017. And we had there was a lot of stuff revealed in the friggin' presentation. There was lots of things that people were disappointed about. People were disappointed about the price. People were disappointed that the online services were paid, and stuff like that. So there was a few disappointments in the presentation, but a lot of people were quite happy about it. So today we'll be talking about all of them. So let's start off with what the people didn't like about the Switch. What people didn't like about the Switch, that the online services were paid. So now there will be a subscription for the online services. You'll be able to access stuff like the eShop for free, but you cannot whatsoever play online without paying for the subscription. But shortly after the launch, for a little bit of a period of time, you'll be able to use and play online for free. Is there anything you would like to say about that?
Well, I don't understand why people are complaining. I mean, Xbox and PlayStation's been doing it for years.
Yeah, but the thing is
they don't complain about Xbox One.
Yeah. But the thing is that people were just so used to and happy with playing online for free on the DS, the Wii U, the 3DS, and the Wii U. But then they said there will be a paying price for playing online, because people were just so used to playing for free. And I enjoyed playing Mario Kart 8 online for free, and Splatoon and stuff like that. But now that is no longer possible on the Switch.
Yeah,
Another thing that people... Was there something you wanted to say on that?
but I guess that's all we have to say about it, really. We could just move on to, what do I call it?
Price.
Yeah, price.
People were upset with the price, which is ridiculous. It's $299.99 in the US, which calculates to $400 in Australia, and people are complaining about that, even though the Xbox One was $600. Was it $600 or $500?
No, it was $500 at launch, and the PS4 was $400 at launch.
Yeah, Xbox One for $500 at launch, and PS4 was $400 at launch. Nintendo Switch, $299.99 at launch, and people were complaining about that. And I'm pretty sure there weren't many people complaining about the launch price for the Xbox One, nor were they complaining about the PS4 too. So, I don't get why people are complaining about the Nintendo Switch launch price. Melon has some comments that he was able to catch from some Nintendo videos of people complaining about the price. What do you have for us, Melon?
Okay, I'll have to scroll way back for that. Just give me a sec. Just give me a sec.
Yeah. That's good.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, I think I found it. Let me get the first comment.
Yep.
Okay, here it is. Yeah, for $300, I'd rather just buy a PS4 for my birthday. And then someone else commented, if you're a real gamer, then you would have already bought the PS4 when it came out and have more cash for other consoles after a PC build.
Wow.
Right, let me see. What about LMAO $300 just to play Mario and Zelda games? Nah, bruh.
There's other games other than Mario Zelda if you actually used your bloody eyes and ears.
I remember the reveal trailer back in all the way back in June or July or something like that. It was all August, September-ish, I think it was actually.
Yeah, there was only Splatoon, Mario Kart, and Zelda, and Mario Odyssey that was on the first look at Nintendo Switch video.
Yeah,
That's all that was on there.
And also at the end they put this a handful of sponsors, which included companies like Bethesda, Spike Chunsoft, which developed Danganronpa, Atlas, which developed Persona. All these big names, and yet they're still complaining.
Exactly.
They're still saying just to play Mario and Zelda.
Exactly. It's just dumb. What has this generation come to? Yeah, because shortly after, speaking of the sponsors in that Switch reveal trailer, after the reveal trailer, they tweeted on their Nintendo of America Twitter page saying, "These are all the sponsors, not sponsors, but third-party companies that are going to be making games with Switch," and there were a lot of companies there. And speaking of developers, there will be, developers. Speaking of developers, there are currently, in the live presentation, Nintendo said that there are currently 80 titles that are being worked on for the Switch. So, yeah, I think the Switch is going to have a good first year. 2017, considering the fact that there were heaps of trailers of games on their YouTube channel, like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe had a trailer, Splatoon 2, Puyo Puyo Tetris, Sonic Mania, Mario Odyssey, all these games had trailers, and yeah, so with all these games, I'm pretty sure Nintendo will have a good first year for their Nintendo Switch. Do you have any sales predictions for the Switch? What do you think? How many Switches do you think will Nintendo sell within 12 months?
That really depends if Nintendo's gonna do that crappy move where they hold back on the stock, guys. Gotta make people more desperate for the Switch. They do that really bad push. Or
they did with the Nintendo 64, and then the Nintendo 64 didn't have as much sales as their competitor, the PlayStation, did, and then the PlayStation 1 succeeded a lot of the Nintendo 64, and Nintendo 64 used that strategy. But it worked with the Wii and NES Classic, but might not work with the Switch, so they probably shouldn't risk it again.
Yeah, but if Nintendo does that again, that's a really big risk. But
I wouldn't do it.
As for sales prediction numbers, maybe if they do their limiting thing, maybe about 1 million or so maximum, and if they don't do it, then maybe 2 or 3 billion. I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a post on NintendoLife.com, and someone asked on the forums, how many Switches do you think they will sell? And the person who posted it on the forum says, "Ooh, I think they're going to sell 18 million in the first 12 months."
For 18 million copies in the Nintendo Switch.
In the first 12 months, that's definitely possible. The fastest selling console is the PlayStation 4, and that sold 1 million units in the first 24 hours, and that's only happened once. So I think.
Did they say 18 million? Did they say 18 million in the first 24 hours? Not 24.
Oh yeah, the Switch will sell to 18 million in the first 2 hours. That would be accurate. That
yeah,
will work.
Sure. Well, I'm definitely counting on that.
Completely accurate. No, I think it'll probably sell maybe 1.5 million, maybe 2 million in the first 12 months, probably. That's my prediction. It's just a smooth 2 million if they're able to stay safe in the console market. Because if the Switch sells that much in the first 12 months, I think they might be relevant in the console market again. What do you think about that?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, so
let me read you some more comments. This one is from.
What?
These people are criticizing Nintendo, and they have the most stupid names ever. Blazeness911 says.
Oh gosh.
Says Nintendo.
Oh my gosh.
Nintendo is done. They're gonna rename.
He didn't even give any excuses.
To Nintendo. You see if they don't.
Yeah, he didn't even give any reasons to why he thinks Nintendo.
Exactly, yeah.
I love how he's taken advantage. I love how he's taking advantage of the joke names of this Nintendo company, like Nintendo and Nintendo. He's taking so much advantage of the jokes of Nintendo. You can make so much jokes out of the Nintendo name. Such a quality name.
What about from Super Saiyan Savage?
Oh, you know, comment's good when has that in his username. You know, a comment can be fabulous when the creator has the word savage in his username.
Yeah, it's literally a character from Dragon Ball Z. Dragon Ball anyway. Looks like a character from Dragon Ball anyway. He says, "This flame will flop so hard." You didn't give any reason.
Yep, I hate it. Like, yeah, it's okay if it flopped, you think it flopped. Just give us some reasons why you think it flopped, because you're just probably gonna get hate if you're like, Nintendo.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
5 dislikes and 10 hate comments replying to them, or maybe that's probably just an Xbox fanboy trying to keep up the Xbox work anyway.
Oh boy. What about from Alexander Wright saying 300 is
Wait, hold on. You know that guy that did Nintendo? He's probably pissed that Skyrim's been run to the Switch. He's like, oh.
He's like, oh no, you got it wrong. That's not the truth.
Oh no, there's Skyrim and there's FIFA. But honestly, Melon and me don't really care about FIFA on the Switch. We don't really care about FIFA that much. like it's okay if you do. We don't.
Yeah, okay, sure. Let me read you a comment from Alexander Wright. 300 is a dangerous price. Thought it would only be 250, but perhaps I'm just being entitled. Okay.
Face palm.
Oh, this is a spicy one, Samuel. Samuel, this is a spice.
Ooh, I can't wait.
Sack943. Sack943. I'm not kidding.
Zach. Oh. Creative.
Not the name Zach. SACK 943.
Very creative name. I love that name. It's totally professional, totally original, totally creative. Yeah, you get the point. It's super duper creative. I wish that would be my name.
Yeah, I want to rename my channel to the XXX underscore Melon loves Doritos under 420 and 69 underscore XX. I'm just kidding.
This podcast is turning to a savage roasting podcast.
Well, exactly. We're roasting the haters, boy.
Yeah, this episode shouldn't be called the Nintendo Switch presentation 2017. It should be called Roasting Xbox Fanboys.
Yeah, how about it? Okay, let me read it. We're ranting here. Let me read it. I expected $199. $200 for a console? That's way too cheap.
$200?
That's not even Australian dollars. That's USD.
And just oh dear God. Oh my gosh. Sorry mate, but this is not a handheld, this is a home console hybrid. Home console hybrid. Not that other thing.
Okay, yeah, okay. You know why they expected it to be 199 USD?
Why?
So it could beat the price of Xbox Ones and PS4 Slim. Oh no, here we go. We're back to Omar Jordan again.
Oh no.
was planning on getting this for my 13-year-old cousin. I'll just buy him a PS4 instead.
Oh, no. Oh.
Okay, and then someone commented, "Sure you were," and I actually upvoted that, by the way. Okay, I think that's enough roasting. We haven't talked much about the games yet.
Yeah, we haven't talked about the games. What game are you most excited for the Switch? There's so
it is probably
many titles.
Either the Sonic game, or maybe Splatoon, or maybe Mario Kart. I really don't know.
Yeah, the Sonic Mania game looked very interesting, because as we know, nowadays the Sonic franchise has got a little bit of a massive
ever since it went to 3D,
poop on.
Ever since Sonic the Hedgehog went to 3D, especially when after Sonic 06 came out, everything was over.
Yeah, it was just really poopy. But basically that's how we can put it into perspective. It just went really poopy. Poopy.
Also, well, hold on, let me say something. Basically Sonic Mania wants you, basically, it's set back all the way back in Sonic's glorious 2D days, you know, back when it was grey on the Genesis, you know.
Blast processing.
Blast processing power.
Sega Genesis can do what Nintendo don't.
Genesis does what Nintendo don't.
Genesis does what Nintendo.
What is that?
Sorry, I'm just trying to do it how they actually say it in the ads, okay? I'm sorry.
I don't. Okay. So,
don't appreciate my sinning then.
Okay. So,
Fine.
okay. So,
I took time and effort for singing lessons, but you don't appreciate my singing lesson practice.
I don't appreciate your choir class now.
Fine.
Okay, back to Sonic. Sonic, what's it called again? Mania? Yeah, Sonic Mania. So I'm honestly and also it will be released on the Xbox One, will it? Xbox One? Yeah. No?
Sonic Mania will be released on the PS4, PC, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch.
Yep. So, you know, since that's a PC version, I'll probably get it, see how it's like. They have some pretty interesting new courses as well, like where Sonic has to go in and like some like bingo thing, you know.
I think that bingo thing was in one of the first 3 Sonic games. So
they said it was a new course, but a new. I don't know. I mean, if you
might be thinking of something else.
If you want Sonic terminology, that's a zone, but you know, whatever. Level, zone, world, same thing. Whatever, I don't care. So yeah, that was Sonic Mania. The next game people were probably most hyped for would probably be Mario Kart 8. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Maybe?
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. A remaster of Mario Kart 8. There's, by the looks of the trailer, there's been no graphics changes whatsoever.
Yeah, it just looks like
the graphics are the same as they were on the Wii U.
Yeah, it's not really showing off the Nintendo Switch's capabilities, is it, Nintendo?
Yeah, it's only showing off the Wii U capabilities.
Basically, what I think they did is
they might improve it in the future, because, you know, when Super Mario Maker was announced in 2014, it looked very different to what it was in release, so you don't know, they might do a graphics change, because when Super Mario Maker was announced, it looked very, very different to what it is now. So, yeah, there might be a graphics change.
Basically, what I was going to say was that Nintendo is a bunch of crap. I mean, Mario Kart. Mario Kart 8. Okay. Basically, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has more stuff. It has Splatoon characters and other things.
I love it how you said it has more stuff.
Yeah,
period.
Exciting.
Has more stuff. Period.
Buy the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch off today.
Yeah, so it included the Inklings and a Splatoon battle mode map, which looked freaking cool.
Yeah, it looked cool. Okay. I wasn't interested in that Bomberman game or that Tetris game. I was really interested in that.
Yeah, those didn't catch my interest really. Like, yeah,
Yeah, sure.
Bomberman and Tetris on the
If
Wii.
you're into Tetris or Bomberman, sure, go ahead. It looked fine.
Yeah, yeah, I'll buy the Puyo Puyo Tetris. Yeah, sure. I haven't really played Bomberman, and
Okay.
doesn't look too interesting.
Okay, boy. What else are we gonna talk about? What about that?
Battery life. Battery life.
Yeah. Okay. So you may be disappointed that depending on the Are you stuttering? You're just stuttering on my side. Okay. For what do you call it? Yeah, for the battery life, you may be disappointed to hear this, but depending on how consuming the game is, you will get from 2.5 hours to 6.5 hours of battery life. Out of the Nintendo.
And the Wii U gamepad's battery life was like 3.5 hours, and people complained about that.
Yeah, so
But
2.5
there was,
hours isn't exactly doing much benefit to you, Nintendo, is it?
Yeah, but they released on the Nintendo store on their website, they are selling an extended battery that's like 8 hours, something like that, 8 to 10 hours. So like that's better, but that goes out to fork out some extra cash and the knowledge and stuff like that.
That should really be included in.
Yeah.
That should really be included in the entire thing. That should be one of the hardware that's included in the Nintendo Switch. Honestly, because you really will want that extra battery life, especially if the game's going to consume your battery and you only have 2.5 hours to play your game. I mean, come on.
Yeah, and I was just looking so I made a complaint on the comments on the release date and price thing, saying people are stupid because the Xbox One and PS4 launched for way more expensive than the Switch, and someone just replied to my comment just then saying, yeah, the Switch is the same price as the PS3. I like it. So, yeah.
Apparently, the PS3 launch was like $600. I remember that.
Yeah, it was extremely expensive.
Yeah, they launched it for $600. So yeah, the Nintendo Switch is apparently $600 according to that commenter. $600. Yep, nice. Double of what they were advertising the price was.
It might have just decreased now. The price might have just decreased now because the PS3 is like a console that I don't think's in this generation anymore. So like,
yeah, it's not. It's classified as a last gen console, and it was released over 10 years ago. Yeah, the PS3 is that old? 10 years ago.
Yeah. Do you think the Switch will be a current gen console, or do you think it will be a part of the next gen? I think it might be a part of the next gen.
It's probably Nintendo's next generation console.
Yeah. I predict it'll probably be next gen. Speaking of the battery, 3.5 hours might sound good because like that's all you have to play for a Wii U for the whole day. But let's say you play like 1.5 hours of the Wii U in a day. The next day, overnight, the battery just gets a little bit lower, like half an hour less. So you might go like, hey, I'll get 2.5 hours tomorrow when I play the Wii U. That's pretty good amount of play time. But then you really get like 1.5 hours to 2 hours. So really, the battery life of the Wii U gamepad, really, if you don't use up the whole battery in a day, is like 2 hours.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Pretty bad. So the option for people usually is to get the extended battery, but if you're like me and you don't want to spend your money on a battery and you want to spend it on games, then yeah, it's kind of a crappy option. So yeah, that was a really bad.
I mean, and also let's just quickly briefly talk about the HD what was it I'm gonna call that thing?
Rumble.
HD Rumble, yeah. Basically the HD Rumble, as described by some random Japanese person I really
Yoshiaki Koizumi.
Yeah, there you go. He was saying he can feel ice in a cup. He can feel it moving around. He can feel ice cubes landing in the cup. Yeah. And then he can feel water being poured into the cup. That's how he described it.
Yeah, so that's obviously just some next gen, high quality,
Motion controls. Oh, God.
extremely
Gaming's
modern
favorite.
next gen rumble. So
Gaming's favorite. Boy.
yeah, people were getting a bit sick of the motion controls.
Honestly, yeah. I mean, even though we have it with VR devices like the HTC Vive and the Oculus Rift, but this is nothing like the HTC Vive or Oculus Rift. You're not supposed to be simulating real life with something like this.
Yeah, speaking of VR, many people were saying there's going to be VR for the Switch, but we don't think there's going to be VR because we haven't gotten anything or any news about Switch VR or anything like that.
Yeah, no, Nintendo didn't say anything in their big reveal.
Yeah, so VR, it might come somewhere in Switch's lifespan, maybe like a few years, but yeah, and it'll probably be cancelled too because like Nintendo cancels a lot of projects. Like Star Fox 2 for the Super Nintendo was cancelled.
Oh, you're hurting me now. Don't say that. Oh. You're hurting me inside. Why did they do that? Well, actually, they did that because Shigeru Miyamoto was a greedy twat and he wanted a game. That's actually the true story.
Yeah. Star Fox 64 and Star Fox 2 were in development at the same time. So,
Star Fox 64. Okay, let me tell you the story.
That would be another
okay?
reason.
So, Star Fox 64 and Star Fox 2 were in development around the same time, and Shigeru Miyamoto was doing a pretty bad job of making it, and he was jealous of what Argonaut Games was making. They were making something pretty good, and you know what he did?
What?
He fired Argonaut Games from the he released Argonaut Games from the contract, kicked Argonaut Games out of Nintendo, basically making them pretty much go bankrupt. Then what he stole all of their code from Star Fox 64.
Whoa.
I'm not kidding.
Okay. Okay. And let's talk about one more thing before we wrap up this podcast. While the Switch presentation was happening, the stock was going down by 5% total from the beginning of the presentation to now. It went down by a total of 5%, and the reason was investors weren't too impressed with the Switch, apparently. We don't know why. They were probably unimpressed because of the paid online service or the price, yeah, something like that. One thing we do want to know about the Switch is the storage. We haven't gotten that
we
yet.
haven't actually been told anything about the actual hardware inside the Switch, how beefy it is.
Yeah, we haven't gotten a single thing about the spec officially from Nintendo.
And we don't even know. Do we even know how you insert games? Oh yeah, isn't it like this cartridge thing?
Yeah.
Right.
The size of the cartridges are like the 3DS size cartridges, and they're like in a Wii U size case.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Basically, to fit in all your 50 plug in your Nintendo Switch, insert the cartridge, and turn it on in about 100,000 languages.
Yeah. What we can predict is the storage of the Switch will be like 8 or 16 gigabytes because it's running on only cartridges, not CDs. If it was running on CDs or DVDs, then yeah, the storage would have to be like 500 gigabytes to a terabyte. But this is only a cartridge-based system, so we can imagine it will be around 8 or 16 gigabytes. So we can't expect it to be too big. So yeah, that's what we can predict from the storage of the Switch. So, Melon, is there anything else you would like to say before we wrap up this podcast?
Shigeru Miyamoto, I just have to say, if you didn't kill off Star Fox 2, then maybe you wouldn't be in this crisis right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. So, Thank you guys for watching this episode of TYPB Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/TheYellowPolarBear. This podcast is available on SoundCloud and iTunes. And don't forget to check out the Random Melons channel at youtube.com/TheRandomMelon
Also, we talk about the Nintendo Switch announcement trailer. We say a few more things in my new podcast, The Melon Speaks, SoundCloud.com/TheMelonSpeaks. Soon I will have an iTunes and a Google Play for it, and you'll also find it on YouTube, youtube.com/RandomMelonYT, or vidme.me/RandomMelon. Okay,
Yep. So,
yeah, I think that we can wrap it up
we
there.
will see you guys in the next episode of TYPB Podcast. Bye!
Goodbye.